but Cubs just tweeted that they traded Jesse Chavez and cash to the Braves for Sean Newcomb. They got a lefty. This is exciting all of a sudden, Juice. We're going to have to pivot a slight bit on the conversation here. Sean Newcomb strikes me as a guy that, like, he's probably going to have a meaningful, like, role on this bullpen early because they don't have another lefty outside of Daniel Norris, and Daniel Norris has not been what they wanted it to be. Hell, if the Braves are willing to just dump him for cash and Chavez, that feels like a no-brainer for the Cubs because that's a guy that's got potential to be at least good. He doesn't have to be great, but as long as he's solid, that's all the Cubs need right now. Chavez was expendable. Call a spade here. He was expendable because he was able to, they have so many righties, first off. He hasn't really been that consistent so far out of the pen, and he's not something that they need right now necessarily. Newcomb is the complete opposite of that. They need a lefty. They need a guy that's got some stuff. And maybe this is a guy, too, that they identified as, again, like a pitch lab candidate. And he's got a good breaking ball. Like, this is a Cubs team that thrives on teaching guys, like, better spin rates and all this shit. Again, they act like a Moneyball team with money. And it's incredible. It's exciting. Like, they said Killian got better because he worked on spin rates and grips. And he took it to heart and did what the Cubs said. And now they're like, kid, you're going to be stupid good at some point. So, like,
knocking on the door already. If you really wanted,
he's already in AAA. Like, he's been fast tracked to the big leagues potentially. We might see him this year. We might see him in 2022. So, but again, going back to Newcomb, a guy that if he's got stuff, they can absolutely use in the pen. Work with him more. And again, maybe he becomes a critical bullpen arm, or maybe he becomes another candidate that, depending on what happens, they can flip at the deadline. You know what I mean? Like, you have options here, and I think that's super exciting.